I'm looking at my watch right now. I'm counting down the hours to Armageddon because America has fallen asleep at the switch. They've allowed Iran to build a nuclear power plant, and now today they sit back quietly and they allow them to start putting the rods into the reactor core. I'm Paul Begley, and Ahmadinejad of Iran, the president there, is probably toasting champagne this afternoon because Iran is on its way to nuclear power. Not just nuclear power for the grid of electricity, but nuclear power of weapons, which we all know is coming. 7 different times he's been recorded on video saying he wants to blow Israel off the face of the map. You can even go right here on YouTube and search Ahmadinejad saying death to Israel, and you'll see him stand in front of 20,000 Iranians chanting death to Israel, death to Israel, and they're all chanting. Well, I remember when Barack Obama was running for president of the United States in 2008, 21 months ago? 22 months ago? And when he was running, he said he will not allow Iran to have nuclear weapons. We cannot allow it. We need strength. That is, what have you done, Barack Obama? You sit there and watch the Russians build a $1 billion power plant. Then you sit there this spring and watched them bring 163 loads of enriched uranium rods over across the border. Now you sit there and watch them help load those rods into the reactor. And we have our little tea parties, and we talk about we're going to have tea, and we send Hillary Rodham Clinton to try to do what she can as Secretary of State, but she's a diplomat. She don't have the muscle. I mean, if you really wanted to stop these guys from having nuclear weapon ability, the minute the first Russian stuck the first shovel in the ground to build this Bushehr power plant, you'd have had drones over top blowing them out of just blowing them off. You'd have had the United States Marine Corps in there taking the shovel out of the Russians' hands, smacking them up the side of the head, and telling Iran, you're not going to have nuclear weapons. Don't do these veiled politician speeches. We are sick of them. And it's not just you, okay? We're sick of the Republicans when they do the same thing. We're sick and tired of all this garbage that comes puking out of the mouth of these politicians. The putrid, the puking, the lack of prophetic understanding of what's going on in the world. We just sit back and twiddle our thumbs and sing the jingle song to Gilligan's Island. We watch Dancing on the Stars. We put 3 homosexuals put them as hairdressers on some reality show. We got Jersey Shore and Snooki and whatever else is going on. I mean, America has literally, we're like frogs boiling in the water. Our leadership has stranglehold our government, our military establishment. Our generals have their hands tied behind their back. They're afraid to even speak out for what needs to be done. For fear of their jobs, their pensions, their retirement plans. And then I can see the Iranian bunch pull out their little rugs, turn toward Mecca. Somebody watching me right now saying, Paul, that was wrong. No, it isn't. It's not wrong. A bit wrong. A bit wrong. Did I just do that? I mean, seriously. They're praising Ahlla, who's not even there. They're crying out to a dead God from a dead prophet named Muhammad, who 600 years after Jesus Christ died, rose from the dead with the keys of hell and death, conquering sin, sickness, poverty, and spiritual death, breaking the chains of outer inner darkness, setting the captives free, preparing his blood upon the cross of Calvary for the redemption and the sanctification and salvation of humanity. Some prophets jumps up 600 years later and says that he's equal to the Son of God, Jesus Christ, saying that he's no longer the Son of God, but he was a great prophet and that we should listen. He has deceived literally 2 billion people on the planet have followed the words of this false prophet Muhammad, going like that. It's ridiculous. What we need to do, and while that's going on, they're blowing up the Twin Towers, the USS Cole, the embassies in Africa, they're beheading journalists like Daniel Pearl. They're throwing acid in the face of young girls in Pakistan and Afghanistan. They got Al-Qaeda running around causing trouble everywhere in the world. Al-Shabaab over in the African area. Okay, you got the Taliban in Afghanistan and Pakistan with Osama bin Laden. You've got the Hamas, who's stirring up the Palestinians. You got Hezbollah, who sits in the southern part of Lebanon. And they all do it in the name of Allah. Allah, 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 Allah. They do it all in the name of Allah. They're doing wickedness, murdering, head cutting off, driving nails into people's hands in Saudi Arabia, living like kings and priests on the blood. I'm thinking about the millions of people that are going to die at the hands of Ahmadinejad or his successor there in Iran when they get their nuclear bomb and they have the ability to blow up people and they drop a bomb somewhere, maybe in Israel. I don't know where. But that murderous spirit, all we're trying to do is defend. Jesus is coming soon. He said, unless he shortened the days for the elect's sake, unless the days are shortened, there'll be no flesh saved.